Hi, Randy at Atlas Gunworks, and I'm going to talk a little bit about mag tuning. This is a mag that has been used for practice, and it's been dropped on the ground, partially loaded, quite a bit, and we've noticed that it's causing the gun some problems. So we've pulled it, and I'm just going to take a look and see what's going on here. So I have these really cool dial calipers that have all my little measurement marks on them. I don't know if you can see that there, but it works really well when you're doing a bunch of magazines in process. So the first thing I look for is this dimension right here. There's in this diamond on the magazine, there's like a transition point or a pinch point, and that needs to be short enough or tight enough so that the follower doesn't pop up and cause early lockback or some goofy feeding stuff. So I'm going to take my dial caliper and I'm going to drop it right to the edge of the teeth right here on the top of the magazine. And I really like for that number to be under 500. So that's a little big right there for me. And then that famous inch down mark that we always talk about, we're looking for 570 there, and we're just a little fat. I'm not going to really worry about that. And then we'll check out the feed lips. So the back feed lips are 350. The front ones are 370. So that's pretty big. So I'm going to tighten that up. So I'm going to take the follower out of the magazine to do that. So strip it out. And because this measurement here was a little tight, I'm actually going to correct that first, because that one there will sometimes correct the big feed lips on the front. So I'm just going to take my hammer, and what I'm doing is hitting it with the bottom edge of the hammer right on those marks, or right in that transition piece there. So give it a little smack, and I really like that measurement right there, so I'm going to leave it. I'm going to check my back. My back is a little big. It's right on the edge of being too big. And the front is definitely too big. So because both feed lips are out of adjustment a little bit, I'm going to take my hammer and I'm going to give each side a little tap. And so that brings the back good, and the front just a little, still a little fat above that 350 mark. So gonna be a little cautious here, trying to hit just the front. So we're at 343, and right at 349 on the front, 349, 350. So I just give it a whack. You know, we get in here, and you know, that front measurement's a little tighter than I want it to be here. I'll do it on purpose. There, so I've got that front measurement tighter than I want it to be. So I can get in here with the tool and just give it a little finesse, and then get back on there with a dial caliper. And you know, that's right where I'm looking for it to be now. So you know, I find it easier to be a little heavy with the hammer and then expand it back out after, as opposed to like a little tap and check and a little tap and check and a little tap and check. And I like to give these old springs a little tweak right like that. Back up into the magazine. Okay, so what I'm looking for right here is the shelf on the follower. If that shelf on the follower is like this, then I still could have a problem with the early lockback issue, or some goofy feeding stuff, because that just means that it's tipped up way too much like that. When it's fairly parallel and it's down, I've looked at these a bunch, so I know that right there is about where I want that shelf to be on the follower, and it's pretty level. So I would give this back to the boss and let him put it back in his practice bag without worrying about him being mad at me. So pretty straightforward. It's really simple, and a lot of this happens just from dropping that partial magazine on the ground. You know, you got 2 or 3 rounds left in there, and they bounce back up and blow the magazine top back out. So any questions, feel free to reach out to us. We hope to see you on the range soon. Thanks.